Good morning. Thank you for joining us today for our meditation prior to our Sunday celebration service. Today, as I usually do, I'm going to read a reading from the 365 Science of Mind, which is something that I like very much. It speaks to me. I'm going to read the reading, and then we will go into meditation, and we will have a thought to contemplate if you so choose to do. So here we go. The meditation will last about 15 minutes, maybe a little bit more, and I'll bring you out of the meditation. At the center of my being is peace. That peace that is felt in the coolness of early evening, after workers have turned from their labor and the first star shines in the soft light of a translucent sky. There is a freshness, a vitality, a power underlying this peace. It broods over the earth quietly, tenderly, as a mother watches over her sleeping baby. In this peace that holds me so gently, I feel strength and a protection from all fear, all anxieties. It is the peace of God, and underneath it all, I feel the love of the Holy Presence. As I become more conscious of this love, all lack, all fear, all that is false, slips away as mists fade in the morning sunshine. I am one with the deep, abiding peace. I know that all is well. I know that as I permit this peace to flow through my being, through my mind and heart, every problem is released. The way is made clear before me, and it is filled with joy and harmony. I am peace, I am love, I am power, I am vitality and strength and all good. Where I am, there is peace. So that's a very powerful reading. And the words we can contemplate, if you wish to, like a kind of a mantra, would be, where I am, there is peace. And now, if you would slowly bring your awareness back into the room with that feeling of peace, and I will read the end of this reading to end our meditation today. I know that as I permit this peace to flow through my being, through my mind and heart, every problem is released. The way is made clear before me, and it is filled with joy and harmony. I am peace. I am love. I am power. I am vitality and strength, and all good. And where I am, there is peace. These are powerful words, peaceful words. And now that concludes our meditation for today. And I hope you will come back and join us at 10:15. Thank you.
There was a time in my life, thought I had to do it all for myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you gotta let it go. Gotta let it go. You gotta let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life
Spirit, thank you for this day, this healing, this healing, this healing day, this healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day, this healing, this healing, this healing day, this healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day, this healing, this healing, this healing day, this healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my health, Spirit, thank you for my health. Thank you for my health, Spirit, thank you for my health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. Thank you for my life, Spirit, thank you for my life. Thank you for my life, Spirit, thank you for my life. My glorious, my glorious, my glorious life. My glorious, my glorious, my glorious life. Thank you for my wealth, Spirit, thank you for my wealth. Thank you for my wealth, Spirit, thank you for my wealth. My opulent, my opulent, my opulent wealth. My opulent, my opulent, my opulent wealth. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for this day, Spirit. I want to thank you, I want to thank you. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Every day I say thank you for this day.
Oh yeah. Come on. All right. Yeah. Oh yeah. One life living is you and me. Yeah. One light shining is you and me. Yeah. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. All right. One life living is you and me. Yeah. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. I just want to shout. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living and our Sunday celebration service. We are so very blessed that you have chosen to join us today. For those of you who may not know me, my name is Dusty Rippelmeyer, and I have the honor and the privilege of being this community's spiritual director. Our community, the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living, is part of a larger organization called Centers for Spiritual Living. And Centers for Spiritual Living is a practical and positive philosophy, faith, and way of life, a global community of over 450 spiritual centers, teaching chapters, and special focus ministries in 30 countries worldwide. Our community is the spiritual home for a diverse group of people who are seeking a deep and abiding connection with each other and with the God of their understanding. We are a powerful spiritual community, lovingly committed to a world of acceptance, compassion, peace, and joy. We gather together to express love, celebrate life, grow spiritually, practice radical acceptance and inclusion, and connect with one another. What we are really about is providing a supportive community where we can explore our own spiritual path and connect to the divinity within us. Formally, our purpose is to inspire, educate, and empower individuals to experience themselves as unique and individualized expressions of God. We do this within a sacred and supportive community that welcomes everyone just as they are. Our mission is the transformation of our personal lives and to being a powerful and beneficial presence on the planet. We do this through celebration, service, study, fellowship, and the energy of unconditional love. Our vision is a world that actually does work for all. We do this by consciously practicing the truth of our oneness and unity with God in our everyday lives. No matter where you are on your spiritual path, you are always, always welcome here. Thank you for being here today. A couple of announcements before we get started. And the first is that if you haven't already heard by now, we have found a space where we will be holding a number of celebration services throughout the summer. Specifically, we have one date in June, Sunday, June 14th, two in July, July 5th, and July 19th, and two in August, August 2nd, and Sunday, August 9th. The space is the Powell Drive Neighborhood Center at 740 Powell Drive in Raleigh. It holds about 75 people and it has a warming kitchen and some outside facilities. So if we were going to have a potluck, we could go out and have a little picnic with that. It looks to be a very nice place, and I think it will be a good place for us to grow. The thing about it, though, is that there is no storage, and we have to set out the chairs and the tables. Now they have them, but we have to put them out. So not only do we have to bring in all of the AV equipment and everything else we bring in to make the place feel really sacred, but we also have to do the chairs and the tables. Now, this doesn't matter at the end of the service because we always have a plethora of people that are willing to assist us to restore the room. However, we do need some assistance, some sacred service. And that's what I want you to think about. This sacred service is a spiritual practice. And I am guaranteeing you that if you were to come and to do this, you would feel the benefits of it miraculously. It gets you out of your head. It really, it just has you feel more connected to the community in really wonderful ways. So the invitation is for you to send an email to info@trianglecsl.org and let myself and Heather know which one of those 5 dates during the summer, one, maybe two, you would be willing to come early, perhaps 8 o'clock, 8:30, to assist us to set up the space for the service. And then, of course, you would be really invited to just leave at the end and you wouldn't have to restore then. Helping on one end is just perfect. So just think about it and see if one of those dates or two of those dates would fit for you, and then just send an email to info@trianglecsl.org TCSL.org and let Heather and I know which date you would like to do. We would really, really appreciate it. So that's all I have to say about that right now. We do have the last Sunday in May, we will once again be online. And then the other Sundays in June and July and August, we will be online also. If that changes at any time, if we find some other space to be able to use, we will let you know as soon as possible. Until then, we'll continue to do what we do, and that is to bring forward deep and thoughtful messages and music each Sunday via StreamYard on YouTube or Facebook. And as always, the meditation is at 9:45 and the service at 10:15. As we continue to announce our 2026 Wednesday evening services have changed. They continue, however, to be a midweek spiritual pick-me-up. The new concept is called A Year of Value, and it is a journaling self-study program in which you will receive a value each week on Wednesday by email. This will come with lots of different resources to grow that quality in your life. By focusing on the many different aspects of leading an exemplary life, we believe it supports participants in making 2026 truly a year of value. To sign up, please send an email to info@trianglecsl.org indicating your desire to participate. Before moving on, I would like to thank the wonderful Diane Carnes for her beautiful meditation. Thank you so very much, Diane. And now please welcome her back to the stage.
Thank you, Dusty. Thank you, Dusty. Our theme for the year 2026 is Open at the Top. And our theme for the month of May is Divine Doubt. Reverend Dusty's message is Doubt as Devotion, Questioning as an Act of Love. And now, let's welcome Janelle and Carol, who will be assisting us this morning with our blessing of all faiths.
The Triangle Center for Spiritual Living honors the diversity and threads of truth that run through all spiritual paths, as represented by this ceremony. Christianity is the path of the Christ consciousness, of love and forgiveness. Buddhism is the path of compassion and understanding. Judaism is the ethical path of living by sacred law. Baha'i is the path of unity and peace. Islam is the path of submission to the will of God, one's highest calling. Confucianism is the path of deliberate tradition. Taoism is the natural way, the path of ultimate reality. Native American practices and shamanic traditions are the paths of primal spirituality. Shintoism is the path of tribal ancestry. Hinduism is the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. The science of mind and spirit is the path of the divine principles of love and law. And the heart represents the one heart and the one love that resides at the center of all people and all beings everywhere, with absolutely no exceptions. May peace prevail on earth through the followers of all paths.
Thank you, Janelle and Carol. Now I want to do an invocation on this service today. Starting out just by knowing that God is all there is. That presence of the divine is surrounding us right now in this space. In fact, it is the essence of what we're breathing right now. And we are one with that presence. Knowing this, I want to just say a word of blessing on everybody who made this service happen. And first, I want to bless Heather and the AV team for the beautiful music and graphics before the service that they've created, and all that they do to stream the service so that we can listen to it now and we can listen to it in the future. I want to bless Jessie Owens, who is going to be our songstress today, and bless her in sharing her incredible gift of music and song and her incredible vitality, enthusiasm that she shares so bountifully. I want to bless the entire congregation, those that are listening right now and those that are listening at a future time. And knowing that so many people support this center to keep it going in many, many ways, seen and unseen. Finally, I want to bless Reverend Dusty for sharing her love and commitment, and particularly sharing her wisdom today with her talk on divine doubt. I know these words are divinely inspired, and everyone listening now and in the future receives something that changes their life, some wisdom. And I just know that it's going to be a good service, a good celebration, a good God day. Thank you. Now, the reading for today is from Howard Thurman. He says, sometimes the radiance of love is so soft and gentle that the individual sees themselves with all harsh lines wiped away and all limitations blended with their strengths in so happy a combination that strength seems to be everywhere and weakness is nowhere to be found. This is part of the magic, the spell of love. Sometimes its radiance kindles old fires that have long since grown cold from the neglect of despair, or new fires kindled by hope, born full-blown without beginning or without end. Sometimes the same radiance blesses a life with a vision or its possibilities never before dreamed of or caught, stimulating new endeavor and summoning all latent powers to energize the life at its innermost core. Behold the miracle. Love has no awareness of merit or demerit. It has no scale by which its portion may be weighed or measured. It does not seek to balance by giving and receiving. Love loves. This is its nature. And now we're going to welcome Jessie Owens. Jessie Powers. I'm so sorry. Jessie
That's okay.
Powers.
Jessie Owens was a great runner, so I'm all
I'm
good
so
with that.
sorry.
That's okay. It's no problem at all. Let the light come through like a door wide open. Let it all be new. All that once was broken. Let the light come through like a hearth in winter. Let it fill the room, ever warm and tender. It lives in me, it lives in you. So let the light come through. let the light come through like a sacred morning, all hope renewed. See the world transforming, illuminate the places in the dark, and let your life be like a blazing star. Remember that the light is where you are. It lives in me, it lives in you. So let the light come through. Hey, let the light come through. There's no need for hiding. It was always you. Ever golden shining, illuminate the places in the dark, and let your life be like a blazing star. Remember that the light is where you are. It lives in me, it lives in you. It lives in me, it lives in you. It lives in me, it lives in you. So let the light come through.
Absolutely beautiful, Jesse. If we were in the same city right now, I'd come and hang a gold medal around your neck, because you certainly are a gold medal winner in your own field. And that was really, really beautiful. Thank you so very much. Welcome to those of you who may have just turned on your televisions or your computers at home. We're so very grateful that you have chosen to join us this morning. Throughout the month, we have been looking at the idea of divine doubt. Today, we continue looking at that idea, at how doubt or questioning can be an act of love. My message is entitled Doubt as Devotion, and that definitely was a song of devotion. So I loved that that was the one you chose today, Jesse. Questioning as an act of love. The underlying questions are: how can we honor our doubt as a guidepost rather than a stopping block? How can we reframe doubt from something that halts us to something that informs us? And is there a context that I can live from that says that love is the foundation of my questions and curiosities? Does that pique your desire, your curiosity? Speaking of curiosity a little bit. So today I am sharing 3 discussion points. And the first is that doubt breeds curiosity and leads to the foundation of a practical faith. Might think that faith and doubt don't exactly go in the same sentence, but we're going to talk about that today. A practical faith is not blind certainty, but a willingness to move forward without having everything resolved. Soren Kierkegaard argued that faith isn't the absence of doubt, it is acting in spite of it, and maybe even because of it. The doubt sharpens our awareness of the risk, and faith becomes the decision or the choice to proceed anyway. It is about trusting the process of engaging reality. We test, we observe, and we adjust. Over time, our confidence isn't built on having eliminated doubt, but on having navigated it repeatedly, over and over and over again. So doubt isn't the opposite of faith in this framework. It is part of the engine. Doubt exposes the limits of what we know, while curiosity motivates us to explore beyond those limits. Faith, then, is a commitment to act before full resolution arrives. Without doubt, curiosity has no spark. Without curiosity, doubt turns stagnant. And without some form of faith, we never convert either of them into any kind of action. Nothing can change. The CSL Theme Committee says science of mind is based on the idea that our thoughts and actions are powerful and that we can use them to shape or deepen our experience of God and a better world. Doubt is not the antithesis to this. In fact, doubt can be a method for finding that deeper and higher love necessary to create a world that works for all. Doubt offers us the opportunity to notice our needs, to question the status quo, and to wonder what are the possibilities. I love this. However, we have to be careful not to romanticize doubt into something that just automatically improves us. Doubt can spiral into avoidance just as easily as it can open the door to insight. The difference is whether the doubt is engaged or whether it is indulged. When it is indulged, doubt feeds on itself without ever stepping up into the world where it can be answered, even partially. When it is engaged, doubt creates a kind of productive tension. We sense that what we know isn't complete, and that gap pulls us forward, makes us curious, has us questioning. The underlying idea is that uncertainty is not failure. It is the starting point of a deeper understanding. Can you see that? The second CSL discussion point is doubt as a call to accountability. The CSL Monthly Theme Committee says our doubt in institutions and systems calls them to uphold their values, operating in integrity with the highest good of all. Collectively, we demand better action and a change in our systems to create a world that works for everyone. Doubt in institutions helps us keep those institutions accountable. Doubt in the divine helps us seek the divine in new ways, and doubt in ourselves uncovers new truths. So within that discussion point, they brought up three separate ideas, right? Doubt in institutions and systems, doubt in the divine, and doubt in ourselves. And for me, the underlying thread through all of this is that doubt pushes systems and belief and identity to evolve rather than to just become stagnant. When we are talking about doubt in institutions and systems, the bottom line is the gap between their stated values and their lived reality. And when that becomes visible and then we doubt it, then that tension that comes up demands reform. When people doubt institutions and systems, the best outcome isn't necessarily collapse of the systems or the institutions or even deconstruction, but systemic change that can create greater alignment and growth within the institutions and the systems themselves and within our communities and within the world. Something similar can happen in our spiritual life. Doubt in the divine doesn't have to mean rejection. It can mean refusing shallow or inherited understandings in favor of something deeper and more examined and perhaps more resonant with what we truly believe ourselves. Doubt in the divine strips away ideas of the divine that are too small or too rigid or too convenient. Doubt in ourselves follows a very similar pattern. At its worst, it erodes agency. At its best, it exposes assumptions that we didn't even know that we were carrying. Instead of accepting our self-concept as fixed, we interrogate it. So the doubt can have us asking questions like, why do I believe that I'm limited here? Is that really the truth? What evidence would support that? That kind of doubt uncovers not just the flaws, but it also uncovers unrealized capacity that we might not even know that we have. Our doubt in institutions pushes them towards integrity. Our doubt in the divine deepens our search beyond surface belief, and our doubt in ourselves reveals both illusion and potential. In all three of these cases, doubt acts less like a wrecking ball and more like a diagnostic tool. It reveals misalignment, it reveals incompleteness, inconsistencies, assumptions, false beliefs, things that we don't necessarily know are there until we shine a light upon them. The diagnosis alone, however, isn't transformational in and of itself. Doubt doesn't inherently lead to the truth or to renewal. It creates the conditions for them to happen. What we do next, whether we investigate or we withdraw or we rebuild or we imagine or we share the doubts and we work with each other, whatever we do is what determines whether doubt becomes a guide or just another stopping block. Our choice matters. The third discussion idea is doubt as a deeper faith in a living God. The CSL Theme Committee says, by doubting, we move deeper into ways of loving God and one another. Fulfillment is a journey, and when doubt arises, it can serve as a starting point for deeper exploration rather than a reason to cling to stagnant or outdated practices. The goal is not to create a life or a spirituality that is free of the discomfort of doubt, but one that can grow alongside changing needs and the ever unfolding reality of the divine. A practical faith makes space for doubt and uses it to explore. So across various faith traditions, the tension isn't really about doubt versus no doubt. What matters is what kind of doubt is present and what role does it play. In the Bible, there are various figures in numerous different stories that question and that wrestle and even protest. Take Thomas, for example, right? He was often labeled Doubting Thomas. He doesn't get rejected because all of his questions and his questioning and his doubting. In fact, he's invited to examine more deeply. The stories suggest that engaged doubt can lead to a more grounded faith. On the other hand, some traditions caution against a doubt that they see as corrosive doubt, endless skepticism that never commits, never risks, and therefore never grows. It's a kind of doubt that refuses to have faith. Soren Kierkegaard didn't argue for blind belief. He argued that faith involves tension or uncertainty and that it isn't eliminated but lived through. In that sense, faith with zero doubt isn't strong, it's untested. A living faith tends to have movement in both directions, questions that refine our belief, and trust and faith that allows action despite incomplete certainty. When people talk about a living God, they usually mean a reality that is not static or fully contained by fixed ideas. If that's true, then any belief that we hold is at best a partial grasp. Doubt enters the moment that we realize that what we thought was complete might not be. The realization doesn't have to weaken our faith, it can actually keep it alive. The bottom line is that doubt is not a departure from faith, it is expressed within it. Doubt breaks complacency, which forces us to ask what we actually believe in and why. It keeps us real, it keeps us truthful, it keeps us honest. It also refines what we mean by God. If our understanding is too small or too rigid or too shaped by fear or convenience, doubt exposes that. In that sense, it's almost like a purifying force, removing distortion so that something more honest about what we truly believe about God can come forward. Doubt also shifts faith from certainty to relationship. Certainty wants everything resolved, while being in relationship with doubt can hold tension and also act. A living faith is less about having final answers and more about continued engagement. The risk again is imbalance. If doubt dominates, then faith dissolves into endless questioning. If it is excluded entirely, then faith becomes brittle and unexamined. But when they are held together, doubt becomes part of the movement of faith itself, like a constant pressure that keeps it growing and stretching and evolving and expanding. Together they create something more resilient, a faith that has been tested, a faith that has been questioned, and a faith that is still chosen throughout all of that. In an active and practical spiritual practice like Science of Mind, doubt is not the opposite of faith. Indeed, it can be this pathway to deeper faith, a sign that something needs attention, that something needs explored, or it could be an indication that we have gotten a little bit away from our alignment with the divine. One useful way to think about it is to understand that we're not trying to eliminate the doubt, rather we're changing or reframing what it means, what we say that it means. Instead of a warning to stop, it becomes a signal to examine, a signal to look deeper, a signal to be willing to not be so certain. We're reframing doubt from something that holds us into something that informs us. And certainty, by contrast, can be more limiting, as it often closes us off to new insights and possibilities. When we're that certain about something, we don't necessarily want to look anymore. We don't want to necessarily change our mind. So how can we do that? How can we honor our doubts as signposts and guides rather than stopping blocks? A few practical ideas, since I know that's what you all really love, is number one, treat doubt like a question, not a verdict. Doubt often shows up sounding very definitive, right? This won't work. If we were to transfer that definitiveness into an investigation, asking what specifically might not work here, then we are moved from paralysis to curiosity. What might not work here? Number two, separate useful signals from noise. Some doubts point to real gaps in skill or timing or resources, while others are just echoes of fear or habit or race consciousness. The invitation is to observe our own thoughts and then take action on the actionable doubts and do the inner work to release the doubts that are based on something else, whether that's fear or habit or race consciousness, whatever, but we have to do the inner work to figure out what that is. Number 3, the invitation is for each of us to let our doubt inform our planning phase. But once we get into the execution phase, we should back away from that a little bit because it ends up only being procrastination. It's not helpful anymore at that phase, but very helpful during the planning phase. Number 4, build a feedback loop. When we act despite doubt, we generate real data. That gradually replaces imagined outcomes with observed ones. Now we have some proof or some data about how that worked. This allows doubt to lose its grip over time. There's a balance to strike here again. Ignoring doubt completely leads to reckless decisions, while overreacting to it leads to stagnation. The middle path is to greet it like a cautious advisor. A cautious advisor. It's not the one in charge, but it's also not someone that we silence either. The title of my message today is Doubt as Devotion, Questioning as an Act of Love. I hope it doesn't make you nervous that I'm just saying that now. When we question something, whether that is an idea, a belief, or a person, we are engaging it seriously enough to wrestle with it. And wrestling is intimate. It says, this matters enough to me that I'm not just going to accept it passively. Think of how this shows up in relationships. Indifference is easy. It asks nothing. But love asks questions. It notices inconsistencies. It seeks clarity, and it presses gently, or sometimes not so gently, against what doesn't make sense, right? It does so not to destroy, but to understand more fully. In that way, questioning becomes a form of care and devotion. It's a refusal to let something remain shallow when it could be deepened. Doubt insists that truth can withstand that kind of scrutiny. And more than that, it suggests that truth deserves to be encountered honestly and not protected by avoidance. So devotion doesn't always look like certainty. Sometimes it looks like staying in the conversation even when it is really, really hard. Sometimes it looks like asking better questions instead of clinging to easy answers. And sometimes the most loving thing that we can say to a belief or to a person or to the world is, help me understand you more truthfully. Help me to understand you. When love is the foundation of our questions, curiosity stops being idle or cynical. It becomes relational. We're not asking just to dissect or to win an argument. We're asking because something matters to us, because we want to understand it more truthfully, more fully, and more honestly. In that sense, love changes the tone of inquiry. Without love, questions can become cold or strategic or even destructive. But with love, questions tend to be patient and attentive and willing to be changed by what they discover. Hear me. And willing to be changed by what they discover. This is the rub sometimes. This is the hard part sometimes. Love doesn't just want information. It wants alignment. And if our questions are rooted in love, then real answers might ask something of us, such as growth or correction or even discomfort. There's also a necessary caution. Not every question feels driven by love actually is. Sometimes curiosity can mask control or fear or the need for certainty. Love-based curiosity is usually marked by humility. It doesn't assume that it already knows what it will find. The bottom line is that love isn't just the reason that we ask. It's the way that we ask and the way we are willing to receive what comes back to us. In that form, our questions don't pull us away from meaning, they become one of the primary reasons that we move deeper into it. By embracing our doubt, we open the door to greater love, deeper fulfillment, and a more expansive spiritual life. And I can't speak for all y'all, but that's the kind of life that I would like to live. And so it is. And so it is. So I now invite you to close your eyes and turn within if you are comfortable in doing so as I speak a word for each and every single one of us, anchoring this message. And here with my eyes closed and my attention turned inward, I am acutely aware of the power and presence of the divine that is within me and surrounding me. I know that I am one with this power and presence, that it is that which created me in its image and likeness. Wherever I am, God is in its fullness and in its wholeness. I am its ambassador on the planet. Its love, its peace, its joy, its creativity, its wisdom, its freedom, its abundance, its good is mine. I arrived on the planet with it. And just as I know that this is my truth, I know that it is absolutely the truth for each and every single person within the sound of my voice. Those that are watching this celebration service in real time, those that will watch it on recording, those that are unable to be here today for whatever reason, all sentient beings on the planet, we are one human family, bound together by that golden thread of God stuff that weaves itself throughout all of life. And it is from that place of unity that I speak these words about and for each of us today, truly knowing that we are spiritual beings having a human incarnation, that love is at our very core. And what I know about that love is that when we come from that space, when we allow that space to enter a room before us, when we speak and ask questions and act from that core center of our being, from that divine love, that everyone feels it, everyone knows it, everyone is invited to be raised up with us. I know that as we come together, that we are able with ease and grace to bring forward our doubts, to bring them together collectively as we talked about earlier in the month, and to bring them forward from an energy of unconditional love, knowing that as we do so, lives are changed, systems and institutions get back in alignment with the values that they said they were about. The divine becomes even more deeply grounded in our everyday life, and our self-concept grows and evolves. What I know is that there is nothing wrong with doubt. It is not a flaw. It is something that allows us to grow and to evolve. It allows us to question what is happening, to deepen our awareness. and to bring more and more love forward into the world. And when we do that, I know that we will collectively create a world that works for all. And for that, I am very, very grateful. I'm grateful for the power of prayer, knowing that these words are loosed into a law that only ever says yes, that my words are clothed in form even as they are spoken. And so I speak them and I release them into that law, letting go and letting God be God. I invite each of us to anchor this prayer for ourselves, for each other, and for the world, simply by saying, and so it is. And so it is. Amen. Thank you, everyone. It is now time for our conscious giving. The Triangle Center for Spiritual Living is sustained by the giving of our time, talent, and treasure. And this is the time every week when we offer financial support to assist this community to continue to be a beacon of light and love for ourselves and for others. Together we affirm the truth that today's offering lifts this spiritual community, prospers the one giving, and adds to the energy of sufficiency on the planet. There are several ways that you can give, and they're here on your screen now. Visit our website at trianglecsl.org. You can text the word GIVE to 919-629-9148, or you can send a check to PO Box 4062, Cary, North Carolina 27519. I invite you to now turn within as I speak a word of blessing on this offering, knowing that the process itself is an opportunity to stand in an expanded view of all of the ways that we are abundant, and to focus our attention on all of this abundance by practicing sharing and giving. That by recognizing our good and being willing to give some of it away, we enter into the law of circulation and participate in the powerful flow of the universe. I know that as each of us enters into this eternal flow of giving and receiving, that the gift we give comes back to us, the blessing and the blessed are one. Thank you all for your gift, and I thank God for the gift of each and every single one of you. And so it is. And now, speaking of gifts, let's please welcome our gift today, that is the very presence of Jesse Powers.
Thank you, Rev. The song is A Leap of Faith. Or maybe a wrestling match with faith. Or a wrestling match with doubt. Another day goes by, will I say yes to myself? Or will I hide in my mind and leave my soul on the shelf? Another moment drifts and I'm rifling in the past. It's just more time that I won't get back. Oh, and I know there's an open door. I don't know what I'm waiting for, but I've been climbing this mountain for as many years as I am old. And now that I'm here with a clear view from the top, well, there's only one way to go. And my mind said, honey, don't be dumb. But everything in my body said, jump. There was a love between my feet and solid ground. Now every footprint I make is a romance fading out. But there's a lesson in every barefoot summer fling, and it's that true love was always meant to turn your feet to wings. Oh, and I've never felt the sky before. And I wonder how it feels to trust something unsure. But I've been was only one way to go. And my mind said, honey, don't be dumb. But everything in my body said, jump.
Woo! Beautiful song. I think
Thank
that's
you.
the first time I've heard that one. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Really, really beautiful. I think we're waiting for Diane.
Yes, you're waiting for me. It was beautiful, Jesse. Very fun, very fun. And now it's time for affirmations. So, in the comfort of your own home, if you feel so inclined, please stand to give yourself that added power. This is call and response. So I will say the affirmation and you repeat after me, just as Dusty is going to do. This is the May 31st affirmation. Science of mind teaches us that curiosity and exploration are fundamental aspects of a divine life.
Science of mind teaches us that curiosity and exploration are fundamental aspects of a divine life.
Therefore, I vow to use doubt as an opportunity to question the status quo and wonder what is possible.
Therefore, I vow to use doubt as an opportunity to question the status quo and wonder what is possible.
Science of mind invites us to remain open at the top in the pursuit of a world that works for all.
Science of mind invites us to remain open at the top in the pursuit of a world that works for all.
Therefore, I vow to use doubt to call all institutions and systems to uphold their values and operate with integrity in everything that they do.
Therefore, I vow to use doubt to call all institutions and systems to uphold their values and operate with integrity in everything that they do.
Science of mind believes that doubt is not the opposite of faith, but rather a pathway to a deeper one.
Science of mind believes that doubt is not the opposite of faith, but rather a pathway to a deeper one.
Therefore, I vow to embrace my doubt, opening the door to greater love, deeper fulfillment, and a more expansive spiritual life.
Therefore, I vow to embrace my doubt, opening the door to greater love, deeper fulfillment, and a more expansive spiritual life.
Love is the foundation of my questions and curiosities.
Love is the foundation of my questions and curiosities.
And so it is.
And so it is.
And now, if you would just take one last moment to let's just feel the gratitude that we have right now. I have so much gratitude for Reverend Dusty's message, for the wisdom that she's imparted today about questioning as an act of love for our spiritual growth. I know that embracing doubt will lead to greater understanding and a deeper faith. I know we remain open at the top. Our spirits are uplifted. We've learned and grown and felt joy during the service today. And we're filled with gratitude, especially for Reverend Dusty and her message. And for everyone that has made this happen today, especially Heather, our AV goddess, Jesse Powers, and all our volunteers. And I just say it's been a wonderful day, and it will be a wonderful God day. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you so very much, Diane. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. What a wonderful Sunday it is. I love you all, and we'll see you soon. Take care.